And now, get ready for another story of engineering madness. Even though Hermann Göring famously promised that no enemy bomber can reach the Ruhr, at the start of the conflict, the British didn't hesitate to lay waste to German industrial zones. They probably didn't hear him or something. And while one could tolerate an occasional bomb drop from a Wellington, the appearance of a new generation of fast bombers presented an unforeseen challenge. But that was still manageable. The German ground radars and Luftwaffe bombers, converted into night fighters, were at least able to detect the all-metal aeroplanes. And now there was a new threat, something fast, something undetectable, something made of wood. Oh yeah, the Moskito, the wooden wonder. It turned out that its frame presented a relatively weak signature on contemporary radars, which made it nigh impossible to spot these aircraft at night. The design was so effective that some experts even started to talk about a possible renaissance of the wooden planes. Naturally, the Luftwaffe wanted a purpose-built German answer to have a Moskito of their own. In the end, the task was given to Kurt Tank's team at Focke-Wulf. At first, everything was well. The work was progressing ahead of the schedule. But then both administrative issues and technical problems started to surface. Geoffrey de Havilland, the creator of the Moskito, knew how to work with wood. His German counterparts had to learn it all anew. Some techniques had to be literally rediscovered. The added weight of the guns and drag of the radar antennas slowed the plane by a full 75 kilometers an hour, and everything had to be recalculated. The designers planned to use an updated Jumo 211R engine, but it failed to impress. It became apparent that the more suitable choice was the more powerful Jumo 213, but it was also heavier. In other words, the team was stuck in development hell. At some point, Kurt Tank almost faced persecution, and the whole project was on the verge of collapse. That's when the almighty Erhard Milch, the second man in the Luftwaffe, stepped in. He had a personal grudge against Ernst Heinkel and was ready to do everything in his power to shut down the development of the Heinkel 219. So naturally, he supported the other night fighter variant, the one developed at Focke-Wulf. Milch wanted the TA-154 to get into action as fast as possible. In the end, the aircraft entered production before the designers had time to conduct all flight tests, against the wishes of Joseph Kammhuber, the general of night fighters, and Kurt Tank himself. What's interesting, it wasn't a bad plane, no sir. It actually could be a true German answer to the British wooden wonder, but the circumstances were against it. Kurt lacked necessary technologies, certain kinds of wood, and other resources, and above all, time. Allied air raids on key production facilities didn't speed up the process either. In the end, only around 50 TA-154s were built, and none of them played a serious role in the airfights of the war. But it is still remembered as the only wooden twin-engine German fighter aircraft, and recently, this plane became the latest vehicle created by one of our players as a part of our revenue share program.